my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. So first, it is flip-flop day. Are you a flip-flop person? Do you like wearing them? I like the concept of them, but I don't like things between my toes. So I don't like to wear them, but I did create a flip-flop quilt quite a few years ago now. It was actually originally done for a cruise that I was teaching on. So it was a pattern for that, and then it was printed in McCall's magazine, and then I printed it as my own pattern. So there it is, and I took it on the road with me quite a bit. It was fun and cheerful, plus I did beading on it. Do you see the beads? And on the centers of the flip-flops, I have buttons with dangly beads. And so that was a lot of fun. This fabric here, I don't know who this was by way back in the day, but it was such a pretty floral. I was just so in love with using it. And yeah, I've got batiks in here and fun fabrics like the pink flamingos. What year was this done? Do I put the year? It was done in 2005. Oh my goodness, that's almost 20 years ago. Almost 20 years ago. It was published in March of 2005, which means I probably made it exactly 20 years ago. So then I would have shipped it to them. You know, we would have had it on the cruise, and then I would have shipped it to them. You know, probably taught the cruise in like March or something like that. Yeah. So if you have a flip-flop quilt, today is your day, my friend. Today is your day. Let's see that flip-flop quilt. I have one sweet thing in the mail I want to show you, and it is from Lori in Michigan. Sweet card. And she was out and about and saw this for me, and I didn't open it yet. So she saw this and she thought of me, so I didn't open it yet. It's a t-shirt, I can tell you that. So what do we have? What do we have? I'm looking at the back. What have we got on the t-shirt? Mushrooms and hedgehogs and a little rabbit. Look at this. Look how sweet they are. Look at them. Aw, aw, thank you so much. Mwah. This is just gorgeous. I love it. Aw, little snail. So cute, so cute. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I got this in the mail the other day. Okay, I bought it. It came with other things because I was ordering something and I'm like, you know what? I have been meaning to order this pattern and I'm just going to do it. It's a peace sign by J. Michelle Watts. She does she does some really cool hearts and crosses and things like that. And I love the peace sign. I have at least 2 family members that I should really make a peace sign quilt for them. And it's all strips. See how cool that is? So I will link you to this and you can get one too. You too can make one of these. Okay, what we're gonna do is I decided today to just focus on the Roar fabric, the Dino fabric, and showing you my thought process about thinking about how I can use this, because sometimes I get wonderful fabric and then it sits and I never get around to using it, and I decided this time I am going to do something with it, and it is a challenge because they're all super big images. So we're going to spend some time with that fabric and then we're going to wrap up, and I have the June project calendar for us. So let's take a look at the fabric. Before we look at the Roar fabric, I just want you to look at a couple points about the block and the quilt put together. So when I did this both in the red and white and the blue and white, I alternated backgrounds between a polka dot and then it's a small, very small dot right there. But the block here has a square, and so that's, you know, only so big, and the Tula pink images are gigantic. So that means that not the whole image, or just, you know, not the whole beautiful part of the image will fit in there. And I really can't, you know, kind of, these points will just be from some of the extra fabrics around it. And then because that border is 10 inches, I would not put this on, you know, because it's 10 inches is like out here, something like that. It's gigantic. Okay, so let's take a look at the fabric. So again, in case you forgot, this is the main fabric, which has this great big border print, which is on two sides. So that means the fabric in the, so see, two sides. So it looks like this. Let me just pull it open. So that when you pull end to end, the border print, I gotta get all in the camera. So see, border print is end to end, which means this part in the middle is all I have for background. So it is not with the fabric at all. It is, and this pattern, that pattern did not come as its own fabric. So, oh, squeaky camera. So I've got maybe, maybe 21 inches, in here to work to make those blocks, the background for the blocks. And I got a lot of yardage. What I get? Did I get 3 yards? What did I get? I think I did. Let me just check real quick. It's like yeah, I got 3 yards because I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. Like when they made that jacket, they must have had to use a lot of yardage because, like I said, you've only got 20 inches of usable, this background. Of course, part of this could have been panel, could have been the front and up the back, up until the other one. So yeah, that would work for the jacket, would be like a little bit more reasonable. Okay, so if I'm going to do, I don't want the border, I'm not looking at the border part right now. I just want to look at the center part for a block. And what I was doing was pulled some basics here because they will show up, against that, because I don't, I need something. Like that one's kind of iffy. I don't know. I think they may have to really be very tonal. These happen to be all Tula pinks. And I don't want to do pink and red. I do either like these two, but I can get, these are her basics, so I can get those. So it'd be red and white stars with the different fabrics in the middle. And most of the fabrics of the line are light. They're fairly light except for the two darks, and then the pinks are a little bit darker. And probably because these are all dots, I mean, if I'm doing this, I'm not going to put the dots in. I'm going to go for the ones, oops, another dot, another dot. Oh, this is the same fabric, but in the fat quarter bundle. Okay, so see this? Look, light, 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 light. And they're too much pattern to just put them, right against here for the star. So these would be all in the centers. So let's look at a couple, let's see. So I'm talking about really the ones that have kind of the super spectacular dinos on them. And here is one. So I've got a fat quarter bundle. And you can see the actual design is this. Like it would be great if you were making like a Lone Star and somehow we're using these as the blades. And then you'd probably have to get some yardage because I can get, like if I were cutting this down, in the middle, I could get 1, 2, 3 squeezing that one, he's cut off, and this one's cut off over there. So I'm really only got 2 complete ones. But because my square is not that big in the center of the pattern, so I actually have 1, 2, 3, probably 4, definitely 3 usable pieces. So I would be doing something, like this one, and then just getting the sort of medallion of the dino. And I would need 12 if I'm going to do 12 blocks. Over here, I could probably, he'd be a little off center if I absolutely needed it. But there are several fabrics with enough dinosaur on them. This one, the dinosaurs are long ways, and so they're just not going to work unless I really cut them off. So these are all very interesting, fun fabrics, but you have to find kind of the right thing for them. So this one, if I put it in, they would, her tail would be chopped off. You can't get the tail in. So, and then let me see, hold on. On this piece, the pterodactyls, you know, they would get a little bit of their wing chopped off, but not too bad. You know, like they could be down at the bottom with this gorgeous flower at the top. I could do a couple of those because they are actually designed and built in as if almost like they were the leaf of the design, right? But I could work with that too. And here is the other really amazing dino right in here. And then also here. See, they're all incorporated into the design. So I can fussy cut just them, but I'm not building off of this big, you know, gorgeous design because I don't have something this wide. So these are perfect for bags and clothing and for chopping up and fussy cutting, you know, different images out of it for like English paper piecing, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But when I'm doing sort of this regular patchwork, I have to hunt and peck. So like on here, I could probably get, you know, 1, 2, again, maybe 3 out of this particular one. And then this came with pink as well. And it just depends on how the fat quarter was cut, how many I can get. And so here they're kind of all across. Most likely I could get 1, 2, 3 again, maybe 3 out of here. So that'd be 3, 6, 9. And then I would just need, you know, I could get 2 out of that one and maybe 2 or 3 out of that one. This one also has the same dinos on it. So they're in the teal. So you can see the colors though. I've got, you know, they would all be in the center then of those stars. So I've got a multi. This is a multi on aqua with a lot of purple. This is a lot of pink. This is lime green. This is pink. This is all, you know, really aqua. And then this is a pink background. So ultimately, I probably would take this one out because it looks most different. And I think I could work with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 to get 12 dinosaurs. If I'm going to do 12, I could do 9. And I could just do a 3x3 setting. That would also be good. It would be more square. Okay, so let's take a look at how it would look in the quilt. So here's about the size of the center of the crush star. And then if I was going to put it on red, you know, it looks absolutely fantastic. This one on against the white is kind of wimpy. It doesn't really, you know, show against white. Whereas if I did white, you know, alternated, you know, pink with the white, that one shows up really well. Or I could do the pink fabrics, like here, I could do pink and then do white, you know, if I didn't want to do reds. Although this does play a bit too much, particularly because it has yellow flowers. But I could get a strong fuchsia, you know, print that's more tonal. And then these would be fussy cut, and then that little edge would be fussy cut. I did see something else that would be interesting to look at, a different pattern. And I did find this So Emma pattern that is fairly new, and I thought, oh, there is a section here, from here across, or even if I got creative all the way up. You see how there's like these corners here? If I made them a sew and flip, a half square triangle instead, then I would have a whole rectangle, a big rectangle in here. And I would just change the block just a tiny bit. That would give me a lot more of the image. I mean, I'd have to measure, but it'd be a lot more like this. And then you would have, you know, let me put here, but then you would have, you know, sections out here that, you know, around it, the pattern part around it, that would be in, let's say, the red or the hot pink or the white against here. Now my quilt, I did all red, you know, or all navy. So if you're looking at the Liberty Star from my celebration book, then they're all the same color, but on this one, might go back and forth with some different colors. But I kind of like the idea of this now. I just was rooting around and found it. And I thought if I just redrafted a tiny little bit, it's not very much, so that I could do one. Could do one and just see how it looks. The other thing is on my quilt, here, let me swing you over. So you can see on my quilt, I have alternating 2 different backgrounds, but they're not super different, just a little bit bigger polka dot. So I was thinking, let me show you here. I was thinking of alternating with this one, which she calls the dinosaur eggs. These are gigantic circles, gigantic. But it gives me that vibe of the alternating backgrounds. And so, you know, half the backgrounds would be this and half the backgrounds would be that. But that means on this particular piece, I would probably put some of them that are a little more of that tonal, like that all pink one we were just looking at, like this one, like the all pink one. And then this would be the star point, so it was just nice and strong against that gigantic polka dot. You know, that polka dot is how big? Let's just see. That polka dot is 2 1/4 inches across the center, so it is big. But I love that. I think it's so fun, and it would get lost a tiny bit in the patchwork, but I'm gonna make one and see how it looks. But I think with the lights on there, and then on this fabric, maybe the ones with more pattern, and then maybe they all have to be either shades of red. I'm thinking more so than the white if I did this, because this I think this would still get lost a little bit. It needs to be a little more oomph, a little stronger. I have tons of red, so if I went with red, or if I see if I have, there's actually more pink in here, see if I have some fuchsia. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, fuchsia. I don't know if I'd have enough, but this is one, and then I also found this one. They're different shades. You know, it might be like to play with these in fabrics here, maybe I just get 2. I'll see what Tula Pink has in her basics, in sort of this deep hot pink, which is, you know, similar to what she had. This was from the Alice in Wonderland. I just don't want the yellow in there. I think it just mushes it too much. So that is what I've played around with, just the thought process to see, do I want to do it? Do I want to make a couple blocks and just see how they look and play with the fabric? Because this is the fun for me, really, you know, marrying these incredibly wonderful designs that are over the top and exuberant with, you know, into getting them into a block and having some fun with them. I'm not really a fussy cutting English paper piecing person, but of course these are like really designed well for English paper piecing to make incredible blocks, but it's just not my thing. I've done them, and I think someday down the road I might do those, but it's not my thing right now. I need some patchwork on the sewing machine. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed seeing how I'm thinking through this, and should I continue and make a quilt with these? Me thinks yes, but I would just like to hear what you think, because I'm probably going to do it, but when am I going to do it? I don't know. I don't know. That's always a question. But if you wait too long, your fabric you get like out of mode, don't you? Like you wait, you get all excited. If you don't do it then, sometimes it just never happens. And I thought I would really like to do something and not wait till the just never happens stage of a fabric. So it's crazy stuff. It is so fun and so cool, and I am just kind of amazed at myself for being smitten with dinosaurs, the dinos. But I am. Maybe it gives me like Fred Flintstone vibes, you know, like I just love that cartoon, something. But it just spoke to me, and I thought I am going to make something. So if you have an opinion between my crush, which is up there, the red and white up there, or this one, where I'd have to sort of mess around a bit, but I could have more of the image, I'm definitely going to make one of each and see how they look. So we will see. We will see. Okay, I have the June calendar, and there is a change to my schedule for forever, not just for June, but June is the first month, is that I am going to switch up. Here's the June calendar. Remember, there are 2 pages. But first, let me just tell you about the change, because I know change is not easy, but you have noticed that I need a break. I need breaks. I need breaks, my friends. I need breaks. So I decided to shift to 4 videos a week, and that'll be Monday through Thursday. So that allows me Fridays, no video Fridays, and then when there's a Monday holiday, I'll have a 4 days in a row with no videos, so I can have some breaks, so I can do some other things with my life besides film videos. As many of you know, because you didn't actually watch my videos prior, most of you joined me in 2020, 2021 timeframe during the pandemic. And during the pandemic, I had an insane idea to do originally a video every day, because I thought it was just for the pandemic. How long could that last? And then I broke both my wrists. So after that, I removed just Sunday videos, and I was just Monday through Saturday, 6 days a week, which was insane. But it helped me keep my sanity when I had my broken wrists, to have something that many days a week that I could focus on. But they weren't, real detailed, because I couldn't do anything. Then eventually, about a year or so ago, I dropped Saturdays. And now I'm at that point where I need to shift back into sort of a more normal routine, not the insane routine. And so 4 days a week, and that means there'll also just be 2 emails a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, just 2 emails a week that I have to write. And I'm hoping that I can sustain that level for quite a while. I will take extra breaks where I take extra days off to do things. I might even take a whole week sometime and not have any videos. We'll see. As you realize, I'm still a working business, and a lot of my income comes from YouTube. And so I'm, definitely very invested in doing my YouTube. I always tease Greg and say I'm going to be on YouTube until I'm 85. That day will come. That day will come. We'll see if I'm still here. Still on this sweet earth too. Okay, my friends. So go ahead and download the June calendar. And I appreciate all your love and support. And I know that some of you will be a bit disappointed. And I hope that you will still hang around for my videos. And I appreciate every single one of you for being here and supporting me and helping me and being my friends through quilting thick and thin, thick and thin. All right, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.